Hey, Doug Upstone here. I am back on Tuesday, October the 29th with more free plays. Free plays did pretty well over the weekend. Didn't get everything. Missed on the Cincinnati game with Colorado on that, but otherwise had a nice weekend of free plays, and it continued yesterday. So hopefully you stop by winning cappers. So now on a 19-7 run with free plays. 19-7. I got to tell you, I'll be honest. I wish my football plays this weekend were close to that number. Did not have a good weekend in football. Very disappointed in that. A mixture of not necessarily very good picks and also some not necessarily very good luck on that one. So dust off, pick it up. Okay, come right back at it, and here we go. And I also, in baseball, I took my bat and glove. I went home. I was doing fantastic, as I've talked about, 11-3. Okay, and that gets to the World Series. Thinking it's going to be a great World Series. Okay, underdogs could win any game. Went 3-0 with the on the 0-3 with the Yankees. So I'm done. I am finished with that. And oddly enough, same thing happened in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. I was having a really good Stanley Cup playoffs, and then in the finals I went 0-4, looking for underdogs to come through, and they did not. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay. We move ahead. We'll have football, and I got a football, which I'll talk about in a little bit here. Play for tonight. Ready to go with this. And hey, hockey though. I know not everybody bets hockey, but get on board. Okay, with hockey, 7-2 run. Okay, so right now, red hot. Just keep it plugging away here on this one. And I have a game tonight. That is what I'm calling my NHL odds makers have the right number. And what I mean by that is, let me post this up here. That's right. I got that right there. What I mean by that is there was a game that it looked like the underdog was the right play. Okay, I admit it. And I started doing some research, and I thought the line seemed way too high. But then I dug into the numbers. Numbers weren't high at all. In fact, it supported the favorite. And the role that they're in. So I'm all over it, on that one. So that one's just 20 bucks, at gamblersworld.net and winningcappers.net. And I also, for those that don't know, who haven't followed me over the years, I have been a long time Sun Belt Conference lover. I mean, I started betting. I forget when the conference was first started, but I have always been on board with that. I like the style of play that they play. I think there's always been value because those games are typically lightly bet, so you can get some great opportunities. And I looked it up over the last 15 years. I'm hitting 65%, in Sun Belt games, including 2-0 this year. Okay, so I got my Tuesday Sun Belt special for just $24 at the two sites that I mentioned. You can see it on the board here or on the scroll. So check that out. Also, I just mentioned before, 19-7 run. That alone should be a reason enough for you to come on, join Doug Upstone Sports Picks and Predictions, sign up for this channel, and make sure that you keep them coming. The amount of signups I've had since I've started this back on my own venture has been exceptional. Okay, really happy with that. Still would like to see more comments. Still would like to see more likes, especially with the record I got going. But I'll leave that up to you, however you want to handle that. But subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe, go into your settings, hit that alert bell, and you'll be notified every single time I do a video, which is 6 days a week. Okay, so make sure that you check that all out. All right, let's talk some free play NBA basketball. Brooklyn is hosting Denver. Okay, this was going to be a premium play last night for me on this one, and I bet Brooklyn at +6.5. The number dropped to 5.5 this morning, losing some value. So that's why I dropped it to a free play. And so, but then afterwards, it's gone back up a little bit on this one. But Denver, they're not close to a championship level team, right now. And I think the biggest reason as to why is that ownership, for whatever reason, decided that winning the championship was good enough and did not reinvest in the team. Kind of reminds me of the Chicago Cubs, to be perfectly honest with you. So the Jokic, he since last year has had no bench. The year that they won it, they went out and got guys and added to the bench, got them over the hump. I guess that's good enough for ownership on this one. Doesn't matter to the fans, evidently, with the ownership of Denver. So Coach Mike Malone, very good coach, but he's one of those guys, he's only going to play guys that he trusts. So the starters play heavy minutes for Denver. And now they signed Russell Westbrook. Okay. He's coming off the bench. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, or at least it's either for the season or in his last 25 shots. I think it's for the season. Russell Westbrook is 5 for 25 from the field right now. The only thing that he can make at this point of his career, it seems, is a layup when he's driving to the basket. So what teams are doing against Denver is they're not even guarding him. They're just letting him be. So they're sagging in. Joker's got all kinds of players around him. So there's just no continuity to that offense. So last night, Denver was in Toronto. They needed overtime to beat a bad Toronto team. Now they have to play back-to-back games on the road with a thin bench. Brooklyn, they whipped Milwaukee on Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. They whipped them for their first victory of the season, so they're more rested. I like Cam Thomas and Dennis Schrader in their backcourt. I think that's a nice-looking backcourt. Denver comes into this one 12-24 against the spread in road games as a favorite of 3.5 to 9 to 3.5 to 9.5 points. I'm going to stick with Brooklyn, okay, to get the job done and take the Nets plus the 5, okay, or plus the 4.5, either one, tonight for today's free play video. So we have that again. So NHL 7-2 run, got to play tonight, just $20. College football Sun Belt special, $24. Okay, available gamblersworld.net, winningcappers.net. West Coast Wise guys off a nice win on Sunday. They're coming back, and they have the Timberwolves tonight, minus the 5 over Dallas, who is also has no rest tonight. So that'll be an interesting matchup too. So there you have it for Tuesday. Okay, I'm ready to go for a big week. This is Doug Upstone. I'll be back on Wednesday with more free plays. Until then, I'm out.